Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, July 29th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Recap. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and the 215 on Twitter. Without further ado, let's get into the news. WWE has a couple contracts coming up, and it looks like these people are pretty much gone. Bobby Lashley's contract situation is in a weird flux. He's out with the injury, so he could hold, time on him, but it does not look like he will be staying with the company. And especially, this is not great news after, they started the faction with him, the Street Profits, and B-Fab. WWE made him a contract offer, but he did not jump to sign it. MVP is pretty much done with the WWE when his contract is up. He's been speaking out against Triple H backstage in WWE since being especially hurt about not the Hurt Business not being reformed, and he's got a little bit of time left on his contract. Tamina, her contract is in a weird situation. She has not been on TV since February 27, 2023. And even though she's really, really well liked backstage, she's like the locker room mom. She's probably going to be remaining with the company. She's pretty much kind of done with her in-ring career. There is still discussion of the WWE introducing new women's belts for their division, and essentially these are mid-card championships, United States, and intercontinental championships for the division. They need it. The fact that NXT has a mid-card championship in the main roster doesn't make any sense. You stole the tag team titles from them, but they stole the mid-card belt from you. And AEW has a new member of the broadcast team. That would be one Melissa Santos, the very well liked commentator, interviewer, is now with the company. She joins Arcadia Aurora as the newest member of the team. This is really, really good. And Australia's own independent superstar Delta will be joining the WWE. She impressed at a tryout that they had, and she's essentially going to be going to NXT. So that means Delta, Julia, and Stephanie Vaquer are all coming to NXT. Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello are training for their returns. As you know, Tay was out on maternity leave, and Sammy was suspended for that last Jeff Hardy match. This past week, Camille, who has been signed at AEW for a hot minute now, finally debuted. She is the new heater for Mercedes Moné, and I am all for it. I will always enjoy when Britt Baker gets destroyed, and Mercedes Moné is hinting at possibly forming a faction with Camille and a few other members. All I know is this probably means Jamie Hayter is coming back. CM Punk is renegotiating his contract because he looks like he just wants to stay with WWE. And you see what happens when he has structure. He can never work in AEW, but he's restructuring his contract, and he just pretty much wants to be there for life. Speaking of contracts, Beth Phoenix is finished with the WWE. Her Legends deal is pretty much up. I very much expect her to join AEW with her husband Adam Copley. And Malachi's Black contract, his expiry contract has been revealed. There was some time out for an injury, but he is signed till 2025. And Buddy Matthews re-upped as well on the injury side of things. Sky Blue, as you know, she has a hurt leg. I think it's her ankle. Her cast is off, but she's going to be out. She broke her ankle. She's going to be out for probably a few more months, but she's in good spirits, and we hope to have her back. Dalton Castle, in addition to his concussion, he has a torn bicep, so he will be out for the foreseeable future, and it sucks, but it's okay. He's very well liked, and he will be back for sure. Anthony Henry revealed that JD Drake suffered a torn ligament in his foot, so JD Drake will be out for a minute after Anthony Henry just got back. Now JD Drake is out, and there's another injury suffered on Collision, as looks like Killswitch injured his arm during their match. And listen, more injuries. Looks like from Death Before Dishonor, Shane Taylor was hurt and he was replaced in a tag match later on Collision. But that is the news, and we shall be right back with the weekend review. Last week was solid. It was real solid. Monday Night Raw. As always, we start with that. The show gets a fizz, and essentially, Mommy is back on top. It is very, very good to have Rhea Ripley back. But we open up the show with Gunther faking an apology and pretty much diminishing Damian Priest. So Priest just comes out and rocks him in the jaw, and they fight. And after the commercial break, they fight some more. This is good. This is how you heat this feud up. I don't think Gunther's winning at SummerSlam. That's just me. I don't think Gunther's winning at SummerSlam. Braun Breaker beat Ilya Dragunov by ref stoppage. This was another really good match between the two. And the stoppage happened when Ilya was going for the hammer. The falling elbow drop that he does, he was doing it from apron, and Braun just speared him and then caught him and speared him right into the ring apron, and then he was out. Finn wants Dom to take care of Jay, and Rhea says that is unnecessary. Sonya Deville defeated Lyra Valkyria with a little help from her new faction. Nikki's tape says she won't be forgotten either, and that's why she joined with Uncle Howdy. Seth Rollins will be the special guest referee for CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. This is going to be very, very, very interesting. I can make a case for this match to be the main event of SummerSlam. Liv confronts Dom, and Dom wants nothing to do with her, and he keeps going away from her. Sammy saves Jay from a Judgment Day beatdown. I mean, he was a little too late. The Final Testament ended up defeating Tozawa, Otis, and Xavier Woods. Gable then put down Otis as a leader, and the Creeds and Gable begin attacking him until the Wyatts come out, and Howdy hits Chad Gable with a sister Abigail. Sheamus attacks Pete Dunne and Bronson Reed before the match could even get underway. So I'm very much expecting a triple threat match at SummerSlam. Dom tells Liv he hates her, and he goes off on her in Spanish, and he and Rhea reconcile, and Liv leaves crying. Zelina Vega shockingly defeated Zoe Stark. She had a little help from Katana Chance and Caden Carter. Xavier Woods wants Karrion Kross. He's going to get him tonight. Alba Fight and Aladon will be on SmackDown to deal with Bianca and Jade. And in the main event, Sami Zayn and Jey Uso defeated the Judgment Day. And then Braun ended up spearing Sami Zayn again. It's time to crown Braun Breaker. Over on Dynamite, we had Blood and Guts. This show gets 2 thumbs up and absolutely fantastic. Show MJF downplays his match last week with Will Ospreay when he defeated him for the International Championship, and he crowns himself as the new American champion. Throws the International Championship in the trash, and he runs from Will Ospreay, and an all-in match is set. The Elite wins the coin toss with a double-sided coin, because of course they did, so they have the man advantage for Blood and Guts. Chris Jericho retained the FTW Championship against Minoru Suzuki, and Katsuyori Shibata returned to make the save for the legend Suzuki. Chris Statlander attacked Willow Nightingale, so it looks like they will be getting it in for the CMLL Women's Championship. Jeff Jarrett gives Bryan Danielson a pep talk like, yo, I don't think you're taking Swerve seriously, so you just got to get in the right headspace. Britt Baker ended up defeating Hikaru Shida. They've had better matches just because Britt's not really a great wrestler, and I kind of think Shida was kind of just phoning this in. Mercedes Moné comes out and denies Britt Baker again, and then debuting, like we discussed, Camille debuts and absolutely takes out Britt Baker. She puts her in a torture whack and turns that into a sit out powerbomb. I love me some Camille. I'm getting Shawn Michaels and Diesel vibes. And then at Comic-Con this past weekend, Britt and Mercedes got into it, and Tony Khan was like, well, Guess we got a title match for All In. Christian allows Nick Wayne to speak and says he's got a problem with Kip Sabian, so they're going to deal with him. Expect Kip versus Nick Wayne at All In. Pac won a squash match, and he said, listen, he won't be denied his Wembley moment. Swerve hypes up his team. Mariah May were on a squash match, and Toni Storm attacked Mariah May. She was disguised as a cameraman or something. She asked Mariah May, are you willing to die for this championship? And Blood and Guts was absolutely fantastic. It was brutal. The best story, there were two great story moments. There was one when Hangman Page was the next man up, and he just never showed. And the Elite were like, where's that? So then Swerve is the last man to enter the match, right? And as Swerve is going to the ring, Hangman jumps him and handcuffs him to the cage and starts beating him down like there's no tomorrow. And then the Young Bucks like, either get into this ring or you're fired, period. And Hangman reluctantly gets in the ring. And then the other part was Jeff Jarrett stopped Brandon Cutler from getting involved, and I like that we're doing this with Jeff, so I'm cool with this. I'm down for a Jeff Jarrett Hangman Adam Page match. And then Darby Allin was going to light Jack Perry on fire unless the Young Bucks quit. And well, they quit. So Team AEW wins. Blood and Guts. There was no real stakes here. I wish there was something on the line for this match, but it happens. Over Impact, we got our Slammiversary Fall Out show. The show gets a fist. Ali confronts Nick Nemeth for a title shot, and Nemeth's like, we'll see, and gives a super kick to Campaign Singh. Matt Hardy tells ABC that they've got a partner they can believe in when they face the system later on. Cass feels cheated, and Ryan Nemeth tells him that they have some unfinished business. Steve Maclin defeated Cody Deaner. We get DMTV with Sami Callihan. Says he is going to end up beating AJ Francis. Then AJ Francis beats Sami Callihan, because that's just how it goes. Rosemary failed those who have gone, and we're getting another gimmick change possibly for Rosemary. Alexander Hammerstone and Ash by Elegance defeated Eric Young and Jordan Grace. The system dejected because they not only lost the tag team championships, but they lost the world championship. They're going to remember that you need to trust the system. The Rascals congratulate Speedball on his championship win. Maybe get a match. We got Trent Seven setting up, taking on, I think, Trey Miguel. And, of course, Matt Hardy and ABC beats the system. So things are looking good for the system. Over on SmackDown, this was a very ho-hum show. And I'm actually going to give this show, and the rare occasion that this has happened, a thumb down. So Jacob Fatu replaced Tongaloa in the Gauntlet match. LA Knight beat Santos Escobar, because he was always going to be Santos Escobar. And then Logan Paul attacked him after the match. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire failed to attack Jade and Bianca. Wow. The Bloodline wins the tag team gauntlet, become the number one contenders. And of course, the Bloodline were the last members to come out. They ended up beating the Street Profits, and then who ran the gauntlet. Terrence Crawford knocks out Austin Theory. In the main event segment, it was an interview. Cody Rhodes vows to beat Solo Sikoa go face to face with him next week. This was a whatever SmackDown, but it was taped from the previous week. Over on Rampage, Darby Allin won the Royal Rampage to earn a world title shot at Grand Slam. Chris Statler won a squash match. Lance Archer won a squash match. In the main event, Kyle Fletcher and Roosh defeated Private Party, the Outrunners, and the Righteous. Over on Collision, we had a solid show. This show gets a fist. Orange Cassidy ended up beating Johnny TV, and Willow Nightingale made the save. The Bang Bang Gang says they will get the belts back after being screwed by Christian Cage. The BCC beat Brian Cage and Lee Moriarty in Top Flight in a triple threat match. The big story here was that what's his name? Wheeler Yuta got to the W here. The conglomeration will keep on conglomerating. This is great. The conglomeration are the new best friends. Hologram beat the Beast Mortis in a fantastic match. Thunder Rosa won a squash match. Lance Archer continues murdering people. The conglomeration defeated the Premier Athletes. The Learning Tree are coming for Shibata. Lance Archer won a squash match after murdering people backstage. FTR defeated the debuting MXM Collection. Then he touched tips after the match. The Acclaim says that they're going to get serious. It's time to get serious, and they're going to take the tag team titles from the Young Bucks. And in the main event, Pac beats Leo Rush. After Collision, we had Battle of the Belts. Toni Storm defeated Taya Valkyrie in a World Championship eliminator match. Toni breaks down after the match, talking about Mariah, and she's going to end her at All In. Or all in. The Patriarchy attacked Kip Sabian backstage. Willow Nightingale defeated Deonna Purrazzo in an eliminator match for the CMLL Championship. Thunder Rosa stopped Taya Valkyrie from getting involved. So it looks like we're going to have ourselves a tag match at some point with Willow and Thunder Rosa versus Taya and Deonna. And in the main event, the Von Erichs and Dustin Rhodes teamed up and defeated the Undisputed Kingdom to become the new Ring of Honor Trios champions. Yeah, it doesn't make sense because I thought we unified the championships, but it's okay. Our matches of the week: from Dynamite, Blood and Guts; from Smackdown, the Tag Team Gauntlet; from Rampage, Royal Rampage, and the G1 is going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. From the G1 Climax, Hirooki Goto versus Yota Tsuji, who's been killing it in this tournament so far. And from Death Before Dishonor, Leyla Hirsch versus Diamante in that Texas death match. Absolutely go and check that out. Also from Death Before Dishonor, Lee Moriarty versus Wheeler Yuta for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. And of course, our forever champion from Death Before Dishonor, Athena versus Queen Aminata for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. But that is our show. Thank you for listening. Oh, I'm sorry. The star of the week, Red Velvet, and of course, Team AEW getting the win in Blood and Guts, and Red Velvet becoming the new Women's Television Championship. But that is our show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. The schedule will be going up this week. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.